Welcome back to Decked Out. Today we are enthusiastically joined by Schulz Cubed and reluctantly joined by the third creator of Decked Out, AirballMTG.
And today, thanks to our patron, D. Schulz, who submitted an experience counter list for us to play here on the show today, each player has brought their own spin on the mechanic.
Thanks, as always, to our sponsors, Coolstuffinc, EDHRec, and Ultimate Guard. But more on them later in the video.
That's enough from us. Let's go ahead and meet the players.
Hi everyone, I'm AirballMTG, and today we're playing Kalemny, Disciple of Erois. The game plan is very simple. We put big giant creatures in play. We wipe opponents' boards with one-sided effects like Realm Cloak Giant. We double damage with effects like Boros Charm. And to finish people off for the final blow, we're going to fling those giants at people's faces with effects like Kazul's Fury. It's going to be great.
Hi, I'm Schulz Cubed, Moto Grinder and Legacy Lands player, and today I'm going to be playing Azuri Claw of Progress. We're going to go wide and tall, making as many tokens and counters as possible, taking advantage of their modified abilities with Kodama of the West Tree and Cultivator of Blades.
Hello everybody, I'm MTGNerdGirl, and today I brought Minthara, Merciless Soul. And the point of my deck is to generate a bunch of little tokens that I can sacrifice to trigger the experience ability. But I also have cards like Celestine that will bring cards back out of my graveyard, and hopefully I can just pump them up using my commander and get in some really big swings.
I'm Veggiewagonyee, and I'm going to be playing our patron-submitted deck, Marin of Clan Nel Toth. Marin is going to continue to return my creatures to my hand and the battlefield, and when all of those creatures have Toxic and Infect, my opponents are not going to be able to avoid getting poisoned. Then all I have to do is drop something like Vraska or Contaminant Grafter, and the Proliferate is going to take them out while it also increases my experience.
As always, these episodes wouldn't be possible without our wonderful patrons.
With support from our patrons, we're able to bring in cool guests, upgrade our equipment like the 8K camera you'll see in just a moment, and even feed me.
So if you'd like to become a part of the team and help us feed Veggie, then head on over to our Patreon, where you can unlock exclusive perks like signed tokens from the cast and crew, get in some spell table games with us, and even submit a deck list like D. Schulz did for today's episode for us to play.
And that's enough from us. Let's get into the game.
Welcome to the table. Let's see who goes first.
17.
11.
Woohoo!
11's a solid number.
All right, you boys are in trouble.
Uh-oh.
This is a pretty good hand. I gotta find a land though, but if I find a land, I'm pretty happy.
Great. Famous last words.
Okay, that was not it, but we'll start with a swamp and we'll pass.
All right. Well, I think you guys are in trouble too. We're going to start with the plains, and we're going to cast an Esper Sentinel.
Ooh.
It's a Commander All-Star, but I'll read it anyway. When an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, I get to draw a card unless you pay X, where X is Esper Sentinel's power. And I'll pass.
All right.
Gross.
Mm-hmm.
I have a spicy first turn land. This is a Peat Bog. Comes into play tapped with 2 depletion counters on it. I can tap and remove one of those depletion counters to add 2 black mana to my mana pool, and then I sacrifice it if there are no counters left on it. Pass turn.
I will play a forest and pass.
All right, a concealed courtyard. I have 2 or fewer lands, so I'll untap it and pass.
I'll play a mountain, and I'm going to go swing at the person who has ramped the most. I'm going to swing Esper Sentinel at Veggie for 1.
I can make the same amount of mana as Nerd Girl.
That's true. I just like you less. And I will also pass.
I'll play forest. I'm going to remove a counter and tap for 3 to play Bloated Contaminator on turn 2. This is a 4/4 trample, toxic 1, and when it hits a person, I proliferate.
Okay, well, I take back the good hand thing. It's not that either of those good.
I'll pass the turn.
I will play an island and cast the Ozolith, and I will pay the 1 for Esper Sentinel, which will store counters from creatures that I control with +1/+1 counters for me when they leave the battlefield.
Nice.
Pass turn.
Okay, well, I think Airball's going to like me because I'm just going to go ahead and play a Bastion of Remembrance.
Do you pay the 1?
I will not pay the 1.
I will draw a card.
That's why I said you were going to like me.
I do, you're right.
When Bastion enters the battlefield, I can create a 1/1 white human soldier. Whenever a creature I control dies, each opponent loses a life and I will gain a life.
Each.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a magic word in Commander.
And I get a cute little human. And then I will pass the turn.
No ill will befall that human. He will be fine.
Sure.
Tend his pastures for the rest of his very short life.
Yep, definitely.
All right.
Very short life. That's so mean.
You're going to kill him, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think that's what you want here.
You're not supposed to tell the peasants they're going to die.
No, you do tell them. You just say, oh, you get the honor of dying for your king.
Let them eat cake.
Right.
I'll play a Bonder's Enclave for turn. It's a special land. If I have a big creature, I can tap it and pay 3 to draw a card. But we don't have a big creature yet. We have a tiny one, and that tiny one is swinging at Schulz because he's the only one who can't defend himself.
That is more than fair.
All right. Post-combat, I will tap 3 for an Urza's Incubator. It's an artifact. Creature spells of the chosen type cost 2 less to cast, and I'm going to name Giant. And that will be it for my turn.
Nice. Okay. Well, I gotta smack you now. I'm just gonna play the swamp, and I'm gonna go to combat. Oh look, it's a big old 4/4 trample toxic 1 headed to airball.
It sure is. I will take 4 and 1 poison.
And when I hit you, it's gonna proliferate, so you'll get a second poison counter.
That is true.
And then I'm going to tap 2, and I'm gonna play a Plague Mirror. 1/1 infect, and I can tap it for a colorless mana. And I'll pass.
I will play a second island and cast a Tainted Observer. It is a 2/3 flying with Toxic 1. It allows me to pay 2 to proliferate when another creature enters the battlefield. Veggie priming my other 2 opponents with poison counters is making this Tainted Observer look great.
Oh, proliferate.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Pass turn.
Hey, friend over there.
Oh, no.
I'm in danger.
I'll play a Plains. I'm going to pay 3, and we're going to cast Adeline. This is an X4 Vigilant, and its power is equal to the number of creatures I control. And whenever I attack, for each opponent, I get an additional 1/1 white human token that is tapped and attacking.
I feel like that might be my tagline, but each?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's real good.
Welcome to multiplayer games, yeah.
I'm going to go to combat, and I will go ahead and attack Airball for 1.
Didn't you just say you were going to help me?
Well, wait. Is that a 1/1?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to attack Veggie for 1.
All right, I'll block with my 1/2.
And then we will make 3 more that will attack each of you. So 2 to Veggie, and 1 to each of you.
I will block the one coming at me.
All right, so when a creature of mine dies, I will gain a life, and you'll each lose a life.
Each, yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I will still help you.
Remember when you were scared of Esper Sentinel?
I will still help you. And then I will pass the turn.
Yeah, see, look, helping.
Yeah.
Helping.
Passing the turn to me is helping?
No, I needed creatures so I could help you.
I see. Well, I'll play a Plains for turn, and I will cast a Wayfarer's Bauble. It's an artifact, lets me search my library for a basic land and put it into play tapped. And I'm gonna have to pass.
Okay. I'm gonna play a swamp, and I'm going to tap 3 for a Sword of Truth and Justice. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and protection from white and blue. And when it hits somebody, I put a counter on one of my creatures and then proliferate.
Oh, God.
Okay, I might not be able to help you.
But importantly, will you pay 1?
You know what? I'm gonna pay the 1.
Because you still have 2 mana from the peat bog, right?
I sure do.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You know what? I'm gonna use that 2 mana, remove this last counter, so the peat bog's gone. And let's put this sword on Bloated Contaminator.
Crap. All right, I'm going to get walloped.
You sure are. Here's 6. I cannot imagine a better setup right now. The Sword of Truth and Justice on the Bloated Contaminator means that it's got protection from pretty much the whole table and is going to double proliferate every turn.
I have to take the 6.
And how about 2 more of those? It's 2 proliferates.
Oh,
I don't know what you all are waiting for.
Is it double strike?
No, when Contaminator hits, it triggers itself.
Oh,
and
the sword
it triggers
proliferates?
the sword.
I didn't know the sword was a proliferate ability. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to add a counter here and proliferate. And then proliferate.
Those are +1/+1 counters?
Yeah, because the sword puts 1 on and then I proliferate twice.
Oh.
I have more poison tokens than non-land permanents.
Schulz, I can't wait for our one-on-one game. I'll pass to you.
I certainly can.
You won't have to wait long.
Fair. I unfortunately am useless. I will, however, play a command tower and cast my commander. Azuri, Claw of Progress. Whenever a creature with power 2 or lower enters the battlefield under my control, I get an experience counter, and at the beginning of combat, I put a +1/+1 counter on a creature I control equal to the number of experience counters I have.
Might as well hit me now.
I feel like that's the right play. It doesn't do me any good or bring me any goodwill, but I will come in for 2 flying at Veggie.
Thanks. And I even get a poison counter. Thank you.
Please don't proliferate me.
Only when a creature comes in and I have to pay 2. It's not near as glorious as the bloated contaminator.
It's so bloated right now. The 9/9.
Yes.
Okay. I think I have some answers. I'm going to start with a swamp. Ideally, though, I need you two to not block my 1/1s. So we're going to go all in to Veggie.
Funny how that is, isn't it? That I just need the two of you to take some damage, you know? That's the best thing for all of us.
Yeah, somehow I don't think my life total is relevant at this point. So I think that's fine with me.
So I'll make 3 more human tokens.
Yeah, I mean, I have no blockers and no untapped mana. I'll take 10.
No effects here.
If you answer Veggie, I'll take the 1.
I mean, I can try. I don't have it right now.
Oh, I see. Ideally, you guys won't block. Really just means I would like you not to block, but it doesn't actually help the situation.
Yeah, ideally.
So I don't have enough mana to do both things. I need the creatures to sacrifice to kill that. I can't kill the bloated contaminator until I get some extra creatures on board, and unfortunately, I can't play the kill spell and the creature spell on the same turn. So I'm gonna need my creatures to survive 1 round.
Shall I take my 10?
Yes, you shall take your 10.
I'll take my 1.
Ideally.
And I will pass the turn.
Okay, on your end step, I'll crack the bauble. All right. Start by playing this Iganjo that got stuffed by that sword. And we're going to tap 2, count them 2, because of the Urza's Incubator, for Kalemni, Disciple of Erois. It's a double strike vigilant creature. When I cast a creature spell with CMC 5 or more, I get an experience counter. When I get an experience counter, Kalemni gets +1/+1. Now I'll tap 3 for a Staff of Completion, particularly relevant to this board state. It's got a lot of abilities. I can pay life to destroy permanents, to add mana, to proliferate, to draw, or to untap it and do it all over again. And that's going to have to be it for the turn. I'll pass.
Great. I'm going to ruin everybody's day now.
Before you untap, because I think I want to make sure that this resolves without any trickery. Anguish Unmaking. I'm going to exile target non-land permanent. I lose 3 life, and that'll be the sword.
Ooh, all right. Well, then I'm going to put this sword in my graveyard.
That'd be great.
Or in exile.
I would greatly appreciate that.
I'm going to pay 3 mana. I'm going to cast this card called Phyresis Outbreak. Each opponent gets a poison counter. Then, each creature opponents control gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each poison counter its controller has. So,
well, before that resolves, I have a response, and I feel like we need NerdGirl's board to still exist to have any chance of dealing with this threat. So I'm going to cast Unbounded Potential, and I can put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. So I want Adeline to live. So Adeline's going to go up to 5 toughness, which means it will survive the board wipe. And I'm going to target Esper Sentinel, so it gets up to 2/2. And now I will ask you, will you pay the Esper Sentinel trigger?
I cannot.
You cannot. Okay, great. I will draw a card off of that trigger.
Does anybody else have anything they'd like to do?
I would like to cry.
Okay,
Crying.
any responses to tears?
Tears will resolve.
Okay. So I will get 1 poison, 1 poison, 1 poison. Do you get 1?
No.
Great.
Oh.
Each opponent, it says.
All right, and then minus to your creatures equal to your poison.
All right, I will gain 6 from my creatures dying, and each of you will lose 6. I don't think Airball knows how big of a favor he just did for me. Without Adeline on play, the Ashnod's Altar and the Yawgmoth in hand are going to be doing absolutely nothing. But now I'm in a pretty good position to rebuild and take over.
Oh, man.
Oh.
That means you too, friend.
What a good card.
I also had to pay 2 life to make the mana to make that play. You're all welcome.
Cool. Well, things look fairly open here. But one person at the table does not have nearly enough poison on them.
I agree.
Yeah. You do.
Yeah, you.
You're talking about me.
Yeah.
Ooh, I disagree.
This 7/7 Bloated Contaminator is for you, and I might as well send this over to Airball.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's infect damage. I don't take actual damage. I just get a poison.
You just get a poison.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, you'll take 7 unless you're blocking with Azuri, but I don't think that's happening.
No, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm. And then on hit, the contaminator will hit everybody else for a poison from the proliferate. And then that's my turn.
So I will start with a Champion of Lambolt, which will trigger my commander. And it is a 1/1 for 3, but creatures with less power than Champion of Lambolt can't block it, or creatures I control. And whenever another creature enters the battlefield under my control, I put a +1/+1 counter on it. So experience counter on the books.
That's the first experience counter.
I feel like we've had a lot of experience so far in this game, though.
Oh, because it means a different thing. Like general
it's
experience.
Lowercase e
not
experience,
the
right?
mechanic in the game.
Right, which you might have confused with the other word.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the nature of the humor.
And then I will play a forest and cast an Incubation Druid, triggering both a Champion of Lambolt and Azuri. Incubation Druid is a 0/2 for 2 that adds 1 mana of any color that a land type I could produce. And then for 5 mana, you can adapt 3. And if it is adapted, it will make 3 of that mana instead.
Do you remember the sound it used to make on Arena when you adapted a creature? Just like this gross splat.
I do not.
I'll find it.
So I will move to combat and trigger Azuri. I will put the 2 additional +1/+1 counters on Champion of Lambolt.
Oh, yep. That got good fast.
Move to combat and swing in 5 at Veggie.
5 that I definitely cannot block.
Pass turn.
The experience counters dictate how many +1/+1 counters you put on something.
Correct.
Just to clear things up, your commander, when it gets experience, recurs +1/+1 every single turn.
Yes.
Mine just flatly gives +1/+1 to one thing and one thing only. Who built this deck?
I didn't make the card, okay? I just built the deck.
We'll have to get Chris and Megan back on the line.
Okay, I'm actually a little less scared of Veggie now and a little bit more scared of the champion.
Remember when you were scared of Esper Sentinel?
Those were the days. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to start with an Ashnod's Altar. I can sacrifice a creature and I can add 2 colorless mana to my mana pool. I'm going to go ahead and go to combat. Veggie, are you going to proliferate me?
I'm going to need some more information there because, like, the answer currently, yes, I sure am.
I will hit you with a very big Adeline.
Then I definitely am going to proliferate you. Great, I guess it's...
So I don't want to hit you. I want to hit the Champion of Lambolt.
What if it's just like 1 proliferate?
No, that's too many. Honestly, Airball has too many as well, so don't proliferate him either.
I don't know if I can make that deal, but I cannot proliferate you because I think if I take 4 here,
it will be more
that puts me into single digits, and that's creatures on the board for Bastion to kill.
You'll take 8.
And all I have to do is not proliferate the 2 of you? That sounds like a great deal.
Excellent.
The 2 of you? We are the champions.
Airball's at 7 and I kind of need him. I need him as a meat shield.
I feel wanted, right? I've paid my dues time after time.
Let's go to combat, and we're gonna go in to Schulz. I will make 3 1/1s that are attacking everyone, and then we'll see what you guys do.
No effects here.
Yeah, nothing.
Block the 1/1 that's coming at me, gearing up to take the big Adeline hit.
Pay 2 white. I will sack my 3 1/1s, making 6 floating mana. and we're going to cast Grand Crescendo.
God.
We're going to make 6 citizen tokens. So Adeline will become a 8-powered creature. And also when I sacked the 3, everybody loses 3 and I gain 3.
Great.
Yep.
This Bastion of Remembrance is controlling the game. If we don't answer it soon, I don't know what'll happen.
And then now you are taking 8 more. Great. I'll pass the turn.
Might have some regrets about saving Adeline.
I mean, the Bastion's the problem.
Remind me, how long was your guys' deal good for about not proliferating?
Just during her turn.
Just during her turn.
No, 1 round. Veggie's turn.
All right. I think it's time to recast my commander, Calamity. She'll only cost 4 because of the Urza's Incubator. And then we're going to tap the remaining 3, taking 2 off the staff, to play a Surtland Flinger. When it attacks, I can sacrifice another creature. When I do, I deal that creature's power to another player.
Oh, wow.
I will get an experience counter. So, Fear Calamity, who is now a 4/4.
Oh,
And I'll pass.
okay. Well, how did this happen?
You seem a little light on lands.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to play this Haunted Mire.
Woo!
It's a swamp and a forest, so that counts for 2 lands.
Excellent. You're caught up now.
That's ramp. Can't wait to see you cut to Schultz's face there in the editing. And I'm saying this out loud so you do it. That was great. It's like, I don't think that's how ramp works.
So they did say it would not proliferate.
You can takesy backsy. It's fine. The game's got to end.
No. Don't take backsies on your commander deals, so that's no fun. Said I would not proliferate on you. I'm going to go to combat. This Bloated Contaminator is for you.
It is
7/7 trample, toxic 1, and can proliferate if it hits. It's just 1 poison. What could it cost? $10?
1 poison is a huge percentage of your life.
Okay.
Plus the 7.
Great, then block.
No blocks.
Great, yeah, you take 7 damage and you get 1 poison. I don't know what you worry about there.
6 poisons too many.
You seem to be fine. You're not making bad jokes yet.
Yeah.
So
that's all. That's all I have. I'm gonna pass.
All right.
Look, it was so nice. He didn't even proliferate onto you.
I know I wasn't part of the deal. I will tap 3 to cast Reclamation Sage, which is a 2/1 that destroys target annoying Bastion of Resemblance.
Oh no. Why would you do that?
To live.
It's scary.
that was the least convincing thing I've ever heard. Oh no. Please don't.
At a virtual 5 and dead to everything, so you can either drain now or never.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I think I need you guys to be within striking range.
So sack your board, yeah.
I'm next. I will sack 6 tokens to make 12 mana.
Ooh, look out
In
for that instant
response.
speed Eldrazi.
Okay. Bastion of Remembrance is dead. I could have chosen to leave those 6 tokens on board and play a Yawgmoth on my turn, sacrificing them to kill some creatures, but I don't think I would have killed enough creatures to equal 18 points of damage on the board, so I think I made the right move.
All right, that will trigger both Champion of Lambolt, Tainted Observer, and Azuri, which is more than both, but I will gain 1 experience counter.
Kind of wish you'd proliferated onto Schultz.
And to be clear, you are not activating, or you're not paying for your Tainted Observer.
Right now, I'm trying to figure out where my combat's going to land, and I think I am. So
They just
I am less certain now. So I will pay the 2 for Tainted Observer and Proliferate, and everyone except for me will get a poison counter, and then I will get a additional experience counter and counter on Champion of Lambolt.
Would you like to put a counter on to Adeline?
No, thank you.
Damn it.
You almost had him.
It works for V.
Well, I think the difference in that game was they were already dead.
So we will move to combat, and I will trigger Azuri, and I will put the 4 +1/+1 counters on Incubation Druid. So I will come in for 3 to Veggie.
I would say don't.
Is that all it takes?
I would agree.
I'm just saying, I've got 4 mana up, and I'm at a point where I probably need to save myself from whatever happens. So, might be better for me to have to save myself from someone else's thing than your thing.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
So moving to combat, I will swing in 3 at Veggie and 2 at Airball.
That 2 flies, right?
It does, and it also cannot be blocked by creatures with power 6 or less.
I cannot block it.
I think at this point, I make sure not to take 3 and go to 1. I'm going to pay 2, and I'm going to cast Infectious Bite. Target creature I control deals damage equal to its power to target creature I don't control, and each opponent gets a poison counter. So somebody here is dead, and I would like to deal 7 damage to Azuri.
Azuri will eat it.
Would you all like to take a poison counter, please?
Not particularly.
Whoa.
Oh, a wee whoa.
I can kill Schulz if you kill something else. But you would go to 1. Is there a world in which that is beneficial to you?
No, because especially considering the rest of this gets to my turn faster, and I think it's reasonable that you would have something that can deal 1 to me on your turn.
No, so I'm saying I will not kill you. Is there a world in which that is where I can't kill Schulz right now? I could probably still kill you.
I don't really have a good shot against either of you right
Great.
now, so
Okay.
I need both of you to be against
Alive.
each other. Boom, boom.
Azuri is gone.
And we all take a poison counter.
I'll take a poison.
And I'll take 2, which is irrelevant because I'm also taking a toxic, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm dead. I was hoping to fly under the radar just long enough to get one more big turn in, but Schulz was right. I was a pretty big threat, and he made the right call.
Oh, death by poison.
Yeah, we love that
From
in Commander,
2 directions.
This was kind of accidental.
Yeah,
honestly.
it just happens to be in there because of the proliferate.
Proliferate, yeah.
Tap for 3 my Incubation Druid in my second main, casting a Llanowar Elves with just enough mana left over to proliferate 1 more time.
So I go to 9.
You will go to 9 poison. Champion will get the +1/+1 counter plus 1 from the proliferate. Incubation Druid will get 1 from proliferate. I will get an extra experience counter, and hoping I untap, I will pass the turn.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by tapping 3. And we're going to play Call the Coppercoats. I will not strive it. I will just choose Schulz, and I create a number of 1/1 citizen tokens, human citizens, where that is the number of creatures you control. That'll be 5. I'm also going to cast Yawgmoth, Thran Physician. It's a 2/4 with protection from humans. I can pay a life, sacrifice another creature, put a -1/-1 counter on another creature, and draw a card. I can also pay 2 black, discard, and proliferate. I want to play the proliferate game. Ideally, I'd like to sack a creature, kill the 1/1 blockers, and then try to still be able to contest to make Lambolt have to block.
Oh, I mean, you get 2 more creatures, right?
Oh, that's true. I forgot about those.
Would have been 3 if I hadn't been killed.
I wanted to save you. I could have.
Sure.
Couldn't have.
Oh!
I couldn't have. I had no mana. I had only colorless.
You also want me to have a blocker because if Veggie gets through on me, he proliferates to you.
Oh, that's true. Pew, pew, pew. We're all... Damn it. How do we always end up in this situation? I'm going to attack Veggie for Adeline, making 2 humans that come into play doing a thing.
Okay.
And I will not choose to remove your blocker. I will let you block.
Okay, I will block.
Schulz, you have a 1/1 coming at you. It is irrelevant. I will sack it and kill your stuff anyway.
Then I will block it.
Great. I will pay a life and sack the 1 human to kill your Llanowar Elves.
That's fair.
And then I will pass the turn.
This is fascinating position. I'm going to play a card. I'm going to figure out what happens. I'm going to play Vraska Betrayal's Sting. I will need to pay 2 life for the Phyrexian mana. So here's the thing. With these abilities, I can pay 0, draw a card, lose a life, and proliferate.
I like this one. It's a good option.
Right? I thought you might like that one.
Option.
Now here's the other one. I can -2, target creature becomes a treasure artifact with tap sack for mana and loses all other card types and abilities. So if there were to suddenly not be a large creature on the board,
You could kill him.
I could kill a player.
Okay, well, this is the deal I can make then. I will let you untap, but I will kill Vraska.
I for sure I'm ready to take that deal. Schulz?
I don't know what to offer. I've got nothing. I can't not kill you. So
You can
you're not forced to attack me.
You
on
can
your
attack
turn.
me.
I mean, if you don't kill me and proliferate instead, I won't attack you, but will kill Vraska. So you're left with the same board state.
I mean, that still seems like a worse deal to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Master negotiator, Schulz.
You've assessed correctly. Yes, I cannot offer you as much as she is offering you. All right. I mean, that seems pretty cut and dry to me. I'm gonna -2 Vraska. Champion of Lamhold is now a treasure.
Which means that I can't even put counters on it because it's not a creature who dies.
I'm gonna go to combat. I'm gonna swing the 7/7 Bloated Contaminator at you, Schulz.
All right, I'll do it. I'm losing a thing. I'm going to draw a card. I lost a life. And you, my friend, are blockerless.
I will take 7 then.
I can't believe I got a sweetheart deal from NerdGirl. There are so many ways that I can get that last poison counter on her, and a free turn to do it. This is wrapped up.
If I kill Vraska and I kill the Bloated Contaminator, I'm pretty sure I'm putting Veggie to a top deck proliferate trigger, and I think we can dodge it.
It's to you.
I did say I would let you live a turn. Adeline and some humans.
You cannot do that because it will kill me.
Why?
You will make an attacking 1/1.
And that you would go to 1.
I guess it could be
That's
declared as
allowed.
attacking Vraska.
That's what it is
okay.
doing.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm making sure that I have enough to kill Vraska, barring any nonsense.
Gotcha.
So I was going to attack Vraska with 2 creatures.
Okay.
Great. So I'm just attacking with 1 more dude. I don't know why. And so 1 will be attacking you. 2 will be attacking Vraska.
Okay.
Was the thing.
Yep. Vraska's dead. I'll go to 1.
Great. That thing's a 7 something.
It's only a 7 something.
You only promised till his turn. Can you kill him on his upkeep?
I'm looking for a way. That's why I wanted to get him to 1. I'm going to cast a Deadly Dispute. I'm going to sacrifice a creature, and I will draw some cards and make a treasure.
I'm very fine with this. I was surprised that I got the deal that I got.
I think I just have to do this. I'm going to play a Temple of Silence and Scry. Bottom that. And I'll go ahead and pay 2, and we are going to cast Winds of Abandon. I'm going to exile target creature I don't control, and for each creature exiled this way, its controller searches their library for a basic land and puts that onto the battlefield, and then shuffles.
Okay. Yeah. So Contaminator.
So one tiny threat away, and also maybe a fight spell that proliferates is off the table now, maybe. And I will pass the turn.
I'm going to show you this.
Am I dead? Does it proliferate?
Here are the 2 cards in my hand. We already know there's a Sylvan Library that has not been useful at all.
And something that instant speed proliferates.
And this Phyrexian Hydra that does not kill you.
So you have 1 draw.
I've shuffled my library. I'd like you to cut my library for me, please.
Oh no!
If it's gonna kill me.
Karn's Bastion. To the top.
Oh no, don't say that.
I'm going to untap, and my card for turn is Ancient Tomb.
Oh, I thought it was Karn's Bastion. I almost lost it.
That doesn't kill me, right?
It sure doesn't.
Excellent.
I will tap this Llanowar Wastes for green mana and deal 1 damage to myself. Good game. The deck was so much fun, and I completely got to set the pace of the game there. I almost even had the win. It just came down to a single card.
With Bastion of Remembrance gone and a fully developed board presence, that game felt within my grasp until Veggie and NerdGirl made that deal.
It turns out that when you have 4 decks built to proliferate experience counters, Toxic gets pretty good, and those decks are already really fast. I was too slow out of the gate to keep up.
Bastion of Remembrance is definitely the MVP of this game. I'm pretty sure I did about 50 damage. Man, I love Orzhov. Thank you guys so much for watching. At the end of the episode, we are going to have a trailer for our next episode, all based around D&D. But we'd like to take a minute before we do to tell you about how we keep the lights on.
Coolstuffinc is the best place to pick up anything from sealed product to singles. Make sure to use our code TOPDECK at checkout for 5% off your order.
And if you need a little deck building inspiration, make sure you head over to EDHRec, where they have everything you need to fit your budget and style.
Ultimate Guard is the industry leader in MTG accessories. We are very excited about this partnership because we love their stuff and we know that you will too.
Link in the description.
There's a link in the description and use it.
And if you would like to support us more directly, you can head on over to our Patreon, where you can unlock exclusive perks like signed tokens from the cast and crew, get into some spell table games with us, and even submit a deck list for us to play here on the show, like D. Schulz.
And of course, if you liked the video, click like. And if you really liked it, hit subscribe. And now, let's find out what happens on the next episode of Decked Out.
All right, be honest. Did you say it does some stuff because you don't actually know what it does on the other side? It's like deciding how you want to die. It's really hard. Like, do you want to be drowned in a barrel of wine? Do you want to be stabbed several times?
Like, what kind of nightmares do you have? Like, drown in a barrel of wine?
You're telling me that Hugh Grant is not the main protagonist in this movie? I don't understand it.
Oh, Nerd Girl went to the tank for a second.
I was double checking what a card did.
Turn 3 tank, turn 3 tank. We're all dead.
How you doing over there?
Is that the sound of a missed land drop?
Don't forget to season your pyromancers.
Right, they taste awful without it.
All right, Power Dragon has to die first.
Reasonable.
Maybe it's a really good idea.
It is. Okay, you know what? I'm going to attack Veggie for 1 with this Land War Elf.
I'll take 1.
Just for being smart.
So 2 foretells, so that's 8 tell.
Mm-hmm.
Boo.
Is that what they mean by 8 cast?
Yeah, that's